is trust. Like, they feel like you could trust your parents.
Yeah, you definitely.
You know what I mean?
Trust,
so when you start to like unraveling things and realizing that things weren't what they were, all of a sudden your mind gets fucked, and you're like, wait a minute. If they lied about this, what if they lied about this? What if So now all of a sudden you go down that fucking rabbit hole of like, they lied about one thing that's important. What else have they lied about?
Yeah. Do you guys remember going to that? Like, we found out about like Santa.
About Santa?
Yeah. I feel like I found myself like questioning shit once I found out Santa wasn't real.
I feel like I knew Santa was real for a minute though. I don't think I ever really believed in Santa.
Well, so I feel like I was suspicious from the jump.
What is up, guys?
Yeah.
We got another episode on the Sins of Our Fathers. This one looks a little different. We couldn't get Aaron on again. Our schedule's just been hectic. Mine's been hectic. His has been hectic. And so we're going to do episode 5. A little remix to it. Got my boy Garrett. You already know Jules. And we got our other boy, Austin. We're all kind of grew up together. We're all friends from the same neighborhood. So we're going to chit chat about some things. Garrett's the famous one. Garrett's the one who's got. He got hits right now coming out. If you guys don't know, you need to check his hits out immediately.
Not famous
you getting there, bro. You getting there.
He always hypes you up.
I do, bro.
He's like, Jules EMTs are saving lives. Meanwhile, I'm just cleaning up shit in New York.
Yeah, bro. You gotta hype him up. Hype him up. Anybody want to go bar for bar? I got all money on Garrett.
Definitely not.
Bar for bar. Alright, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. But
what's the podcast called?
Sins of Our Fathers, man.
Why you pick that name up?
So it's funny because I wasn't even gonna do a podcast like this in the beginning. We were gonna do, me and my mom and my brother were gonna do a podcast about like the hospitality industry. Me and you were talking about like the weddings, things like that. We were gonna talk about that because all of us are managers in the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
But so I'm 10 years apart from my brother and he's 10 years apart from my mother.
Okay.
So we all have 10 years apart from us. So we all saw different decades.
Your mom and Albert are 10 years apart.
Yeah, isn't that wild? They're just about 10 years apart.
Really?
Yeah, she was 17 or 18 when she met him. He was like 7 or 8 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
seen different stages of the.
Yeah, we all grew up and came up in the industry in different decades. So we were gonna do that, but his schedule was busy. He lives in Florida, so trying to get him on a Zoom call, my mom's schedule, my schedule, it was just hard, and we couldn't figure out the outlet for it. We're definitely gonna do it, but that's what we're gonna start with.
Yeah. And
then I was talking to a lot of different dads about what their struggles are with their kid's mother, and like whether it's they're not getting a fair shake in court, or the mother has too much power and they can't see their kids, like just a whole bunch of different situations and scenarios they would come and talk to me about, because like I'm pretty like open about my stuff with my kid, mother, and me. Like we had it rough in like the first 2 or 3 years. It was like hectic between us. Couldn't get anything right. Now we're at a situation where it's dope.
Yeah.
Me and her could talk like on the phone. We could do whatever. It's like there's no ill will towards each other anymore. It's just we help each other out now.
Yeah.
So it's dope. And now I kind of help guys like that out. Like kind of like help navigate you through the shit. But so when that happened, I was getting those kind of things. I was thinking about it, and I was talking to my mom and my brother about it. I was like, yo, like I kind of want to do a podcast to like change like the stigma of like fathers. Like I feel like we get a bad rap, and we don't get as much rights as women do, just because of like before, like there was piece of shit dads before us. So like it's understandable in a sense, but now it's like a whole new wave of generation of fathers where it's like it's not like that anymore.
You say you try to spread the message that not every father is a piece of shit.
Exactly. We're trying to get some like just equal. We want like the equal rights when it comes to court. Like I don't want some fucking dickhead with a mallet telling me I'm not a fucking fit father. You don't even know me.
Yeah.
You don't even know her. You know what I mean? So my thing is like I'm a big advocate of pushing like it should be 50-50 from the jump.
Yeah.
And unless you see otherwise, unless you can prove that one of either of the parents are unfit,
right,
then obviously we go from there. But if you can't, there's no proof, you should have 50-50 regardless.
For sure.
So that's my whole thing with it,
Yeah.
You think from the jump it's not even because of like moms are like stay at home? I feel like we talked about this.
We did talk about this somewhat.
I think it's just because like moms are like stay at home, like they're the ones that stay at home.
Well, that's the thing. They're not anymore, though. Back then, yes.
Yeah. So like now, like certain things should change though.
Yeah, because like there's some places where like the women's the breadwinner of the family. Like it is what it is at this point. Like women are getting paid decent salaries now.
Yep.
You know, so it's like if we're changing that, well then now you guys change the narrative because I know there's a couple like dads I know that were stay-at-home dads. Like they're chilling. That's the fucking life, guys. I want that. You had that shit rocking, bro. Whoever has that, deal with it. You know, but yeah, you know what I mean.
All day.
Yeah, dude. If I was a stay-at-home dad, bro.
That's all pretty chill.
If I had a wife that made bread and all she wanted me to do was watch the kids, that's
Stay
it.
at home with the kids.
Bruh,
That's all I want.
she'd be coming home to a cooked meal, everything clean. My box was playing PS4. Yo, are you serious? Like that's the dream for me, bro.
Yeah.
I just gotta cook a meal and clean to keep the house clean.
Keep the kids happy.
Yeah, keep the kids chilling. The kids can be with me
Sounds so
playing.
simple.
You know what I mean?
It sounds so simple.
Hey, it's definitely harder than it sounds, but I feel like when they get to a certain age,
I feel like
it's
they
better.
make
feel
it
like
harder.
it's not as hard as it.
When
I
they're-
think they make it
No,
harder.
no, no.
They make it harder on themselves.
They do, but when it's the infant stages, it's hard. When they're like just like
Yeah,
from
we have to
infant
watch
to
it
like
24/7
would you be
to
breastfeeding
4 years old, no. I think I go straight formula. Even
Good
step,
for you.
even step formula. No, but it's harder for that stage. 4 to like infant to 4 years old. I would say.
I
It's
feel like
probably
once
the
they're old
hardest.
enough to wipe their ass.
That's what I mean. That's why I say 4.
That's
You're good. You're straight.
That's why I say 4.
Yeah, I
That's
feel
about
like
the
from,
body
like,
change age.
from infant growing up, it seems like a delicate stage for sure.
Exactly, and you don't know the problem when they're an infant, and when they're getting to like the one, even like 2 or 3, you don't know what they want. It's hard. They don't know how to communicate. So a lot of times they're like crying, they're wanting that shit drives you nuts.
I
Like
bet,
it's like when if you have a screaming, crying baby,
Yeah.
like, and you don't know what's wrong with them, so you're trying to figure it out, trying to work it through it. It's like that's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, when I was young and my mom had to go out grocery store and get some, she might leave me with the baby for like half an hour till she comes back.
Yeah.
And you know, the baby would start crying, and I'm 13, and I start panicking like, holy shit, like I don't know what to do with a baby that's like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot. I've been there. Like, I have a little brother and sister too. That's like 15 and like I think she's 13 now. So when they were young, like I'm like 15, 16 years apart from them. So I always used to take care of them too when they were infants. So they start screaming. You're sitting there like, yo, what am I?
Like,
You're throwing a bottle at them. You're like,
Especially at that age, like you still haven't even developed like patience.
no, you're a teenager yourself. So it's like you have no idea what what to do at that point. It's scary, you know.
Do you think that like you going through that, like how often did you go through that? Like, was it enough that you think it kind of like developed who you are?
It wasn't enough. It was once in a while, but I think growing up with my little sisters that I have now, especially both of them, because I went through it twice. I feel like I have learned a lot more patience when it comes to dealing with kids and amongst other things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can
Kids
tell.
give you
'Cause
patience
I
with
remember
everything.
back in the day, like you used to be like, "Yo, what the hell?" And like now you're so much more like tentative to them now, as before they were like, we kind of maybe like annoying you about stuff, you know? Because I mean, we were all at that age where we were like, you know, like your little brother's just annoying the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like me, and you don't have that, but I'm sure like you had that with me, and then you
Yeah.
had that with Vinny. You know,
Definitely
like,
had it with him.
where you're like the younger one is just like, yo, get the hell away from me. Like, yo,
Yeah,
you don't
nah.
have that patience, you know?
It's funny. Like I've been through so many stages. I feel like with little siblings, like you said, with Vinny, Bree, you, Moose.
Yeah.
Like I've been through. I feel like and watching all you guys are different. Like all you guys like are just different in general. Like none of you guys are kind of the same. I feel more so with you. It was a lot different because we were only 3 years apart.
Yeah,
So I felt like you were the easiest to deal with because
probably.
you were just only 3 years apart, so you could do a lot of the stuff I could do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in all reality, Jules was doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing, but it was either I couldn't go out or I had to take him with me. So it was like, all right, well, you're coming with me. Like, you're gonna grow up real quick today. For all you guys know, we all just paused. My son just ran across the room. So you guys know, I'm on daddy duty today too. So, but yeah, I think that's what it was. It was more or less I could do stuff with you because you were of that age.
Yeah.
Whereas with like Moose, we didn't really. He was like just different in general, and he didn't really want to come out as much. And then with Vinny, it's like I have to like wean him into that stuff because he's so much younger.
Yeah.
Where it's like with you, it was like full force. Like, all right, you're coming with me. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
You were my little cousin, or just your little brother, or whatever. And you know, I would lie about his age all the time. Like, you don't like a year high behind me.
Yeah.
I used to lie. I used to lie about his age all the time. All the parties. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be a freshman next year.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah. I was like, yeah.
Barely a freshman in high school.
Yeah. Still in high school, like going to college parties. Like it was funny, you know. But yeah, I feel like me having those like experiences though, like helped kind of shape me with like to be the dad I am now. Cause I feel like it was like trial and error with all of you guys. Like I was like watching all of you guys, and then with Vinny, it was like I saw like from infant to like now. It was like.
So let me ask you, how is it being a father?
How is it? In what sense?
In the sense of, what do you think?
He's wild.
I guess from a perspective of someone that's not a father, that is looking
to be a father, or
to maybe be
decide
a father
if they
or
want to or
decide,
not.
Exactly.
I like that question. So for me, and I kind of me and you dove into it a little bit on the last episode or the episode before that. For me, I think that I love being a father in a sense. I like it because it's something I always wanted since I was younger, and it was more or less the fact that I didn't have a father figure in a sense. Yeah, so like for me, I looked at it as like, you know, I want to do everything like I thought my father should be doing with me when I have a son. And I only wanted sons. Like that was my mindset always when I was younger. I want a son or two boys if I have two. It's always been that like mindset for me.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. You know what I mean? So it was like when I was like, I was happy. I was thrilled. You know. But at the same time, it's a lot. So you know, if you're not going to step up, then I don't suggest you try to even go in that realm. You know, I always knew I was going to step up and do what I have to do.
For sure.
So you know, but it's a joy I can't describe unless you're like feeling it. Like unless you feel it. Like when you hold your kid for the first time, or you like go through those emotions with them, and like you see stuff, or you see like stuff they're doing that like you see in you, like you and them, like that's like the biggest like joy you could have. But now on the flip side, like it's the biggest pain you have, because like now you're responsible for a being, and that when you have a kid, like that love you have for that kid is a love you'll never have for anything else.
For sure.
So like now it's like I go in panic mode sometimes, especially like I live an hour away from them, so like I'm always checking in on them, like trying to, just because like that's my kids. Anything happens, I'm fucking lose it. You know what I mean? So it's stressful in a sense too, you know, like because now you're responsible for it being, and now your constant worry is it's not worrying about what are you like you getting home okay. No, it's worrying about are they gonna get home okay? Like what's going on with them? Are they okay?
Yeah.
As soon as I get them in the car, the first thing I ask them is how was your week? What happened? You know what I mean? Because I want to know what's going on. So you know, just because kids will tell you, you know.
That's the one thing I like about kids is, for the most part, kids are very honest and straightforward.
I love it. Yeah.
They don't bullshit.
They don't, and they're very to the point.
Yeah.
And you know, so I feel like that's why I always tell them, like, listen to your kids. Like, don't tell them to shut up. Don't shut them away. Like, you know, when they want to talk to you about something, listen to them.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, Abel called. I was at work in a meeting like last week. This kid FaceTimes me, and I see his name on the thing, and I'm like, I was like, give me 1 second, guys. Like, I gotta take a step out.
Yeah.
I stepped out, quick, answered the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, Daddy, like, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I found this new game online. I was like, all right, cool. Listen. I was like, Daddy's at work in a meeting. I'll call you back. We'll talk about it, all right? He goes, okay, I just want to let you know, I like this game. We should probably get it for next weekend. I was like, all right, I'll call you later. He's like, all right, bye. All right, hang up the phone. I go back in there. But like, that's how I am. They're not. Nothing's ever more important than them. You know, I'm always gonna answer the phone if it's dumb. You know, because if you put in the mindset they're calling me for something stupid, that one time they call you and meet you, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so it's like I panic sometimes. Because sometimes, don't get me wrong, if I'm in the middle of doing something, I don't have my phone on me, and I come back on my desk and my phone's in, and I see a missed call, I panic. I'm like, oh fuck, I try to answer, call them right away. You know, so it's like you always be mindful of that. Always have that like sense of like, yeah, they're gonna call you like 100 times a day for dumb stuff, but maybe that one time it's like something serious. It's something they're going through at school or something. Yeah, exactly. Why risk missing that?
For sure.
You know, And you know, that's how I feel about it. You know, like I don't know, like you're super close to your sisters, right?
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah, I see them very often, at least once a week.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you want to have kids?
I think, I don't know. I yes and no. Yes, because kids are beautiful. You know, we were all children at one point.
Yeah.
And when I hang out with my sisters, and watching them grow up, you can see the innocence and the beauty
That's the best part,
that the human being holds. You know.
That I get sad sometimes thinking about like they're gonna lose that. You know what I mean? Because like,
well, eventually, some people that grow up, you know, lose that.
Yeah.
They get caught up in
and all the bullshit
and
the
all
world
the
has.
bullshit, whatever
you know?
it is. You know?
It sucks.
So from that aspect, yes. No, because I'm not really like the biggest fan of the world we live in.
That's like a big thing. I feel like.
I feel like we live in a very like materialistic, power, money obsessed society, and I would fear the personality that my child would embody growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and to feel like that child's pain and whatever they go through, I would fear if anything, you know, happened to my child or stuff like that. You know?
Those are the emotions you got to go through being a parent, dude. It's scary.
Yeah.
I look at this world right now and like, I was telling him all I could do for my kids now is just, you know, give them the tools necessary to kind of navigate through the bullshit.
Yeah.
And just pray that they figure it out, you know, because I can't be there the whole time.
For sure.
And, you know, like, I didn't have anyone holding my hand when I went through all the shit I went through.
Yeah.
You know, but luckily, for me, I had a good mom where, like, she kind of exposed me to a lot of things that, like, I feel normal kids weren't exposed to at that age. I was watching Oz and, like, The Sopranos at, like, 7 or 8 years old. And, like, I'm watching it, and my mom's letting me know, like, this happens, like, you know, this is what they do, like, and then, like, seeing the Oz side of it, like, she would let me watch Sopranos, like, this is what they do outside, right? And we go to, Oz always come right after. This is what happens when they get caught.
Oh, yeah, Oz was like the prison show,
and you know what I mean? So, like, I'm like, my eyes are, like, wide open, like, what am I watching right now? You know, but, you know, those are the things that, like, when you're that young, your mind's shaping into, like, understanding and forming, and, like, if you have those ideas, like, you don't want that to happen to you, or you don't want to be a part of that, you're going to make the right decision so you won't do that. And I feel like because she exposed me to doing certain things at such a young age, like, I was able to navigate around things where if I didn't know certain things that I knew, like, I would probably have been in trouble or it went the wrong way, you know, so.
I feel like if I were to be a father, one of the things that I practice a lot with my kid will be transparency. Because that's one thing that I feel like.
What do you mean by that?
Like just.
Like being able to see through stuff, or just like.
Like.
Or them being transparent. Not like.
Like, you gonna teach him X-ray vision, bro?
No.
You teach me too?
I mean, like, you're gonna teach him like how to how to see through bullshit, or do you mean like just your relationship with them being transparent?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of parents hide a lot of shit from their kids, either because they don't want them to know about it, or they think they're not old enough to be exposed to that kind of stuff. But I feel like for a kid growing up in an environment where...
You don't think that takes away the innocence, though?
It might, but I feel like we don't live in an innocent world.
Daddy,
what's up?
this needs to charge.
Hold on, Uncle Jules is gonna get it for you. Jules. But yeah, I think that you, in that sense, you're right with that. He's kind of right with it. It takes away the innocence, but I feel like the innocence is gonna go at some point.
For sure. I mean, that's the one thing.
But
eventually, we all
lose that innocence, but you want it to be lost in the right way.
For sure.
Like, you want to lose the innocence where you're not naive.
For sure.
You don't want to lose the innocence.
Understand the world.
Exactly. And they can navigate around that shit. If you don't want to lose the innocence on the opposite end of it, where you don't know how to navigate around it, but you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know, so it's and I think the way you get to that is being transparent.
Yeah.
I'm very transparent. Like, anytime something comes up, I just tell them up front. I'm like, listen, mommy, daddy, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
and this is what happens. It is what it is, And I think, luckily, me and Steph broke up when they were 2-1, I think, or yeah, around 2-1. So they were young enough where they don't really remember us together. So they grew up knowing mommy and daddy apart.
Yeah.
So it's not different for them. They don't see anything different. They're not missing anything.
Yeah.
And they'll ask me, here and there, if when we were like babies, or mom was telling me, did you and mommy live together? And then I'm like, yeah, we did. Like me and mom did live together. When you guys were little and babies, me and mom lived together and we raised you guys together. We were very happy at that time. I was like, and then we grew apart. So I kind of it's important to explain stuff like that to them because
for sure. Because I feel like the approach matters.
Yeah.
Some things you can't just say. I feel
no,
like
you can't be negative when you talk about it because
for sure.
Once you're negative, that seed of negativity gets in their head. It'll just spread like wildfire, and then everything they're gonna think about is like, oh well, it didn't work for them because this and that. Like no, it's like it's okay for people to grow apart. That's fine as long as they have that same respect for you. Everything's not forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like it's okay to teach them that. Where we're jumping off the transparency where you were talking about losing their innocence.
Yeah.
We're saying like everyone's gonna lose their innocence eventually, but it's how they lose it.
Okay.
Essentially, what the answer was what you
Okay.
jumped off of. But yeah. So that's kind of where you said you have to be transparent and kind of be upfront with them about things. Like with Vinny, I'm super upfront with him. I don't lie to him about anything. He asks me questions, I'm completely upfront with him. He's at an age now, he's 15, he's in high school, he's going to learn this stuff by someone else.
Yeah.
I'd rather him learn it from me
Yeah.
than some fucking asshole telling him to do something stupid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm super, it's like, I'm sure with you, because you have sisters, it's a little different, because you gotta be more delicate with like the girls, but with Vinny, like, I know what the world has for like men, and if you're not prepared for it, you're gonna get fucked up. Like, so I'm very like to the point where I'm like very honest with him, very upfront with him. I call him on his bullshit, like you have to in a sense, because it's like you said, this world is wild right now. It's not getting any better.
Was that like navigating that like those conversation topics with like girls, like with your sisters?
Yeah, how do you do it? Like that's a good question. I got a little sister. I'm still working on it.
I feel like having female siblings has almost made me more delicate with just people in general because I still see the innocence in them, and it's affected me in that way.
Yeah.
But how do you go about?
Do they approach you about shit? Like, do they ever like the sister's closest to your age? Has she ever like came up to you about something where you're just like?
Do you have those conversations with them, or you leave that to your mom?
My mom definitely handles it for the most part because I haven't encountered a situation with my sisters where that I've had to deal with something serious.
Okay.
But with my older sister, there has been situations where they come close to that, and the best way that I've learned to handle those situations is just be straight up with her, just straight up honesty. Because I feel like, especially me and her, because me and her grew up together, and the way we grew up, a lot of shit was hidden from us. Personal family shit, but a lot of shit was hidden from us, and we didn't live in. We didn't grow up in an honest, transparent way.
And you resent that a little bit. Like you have issues with that, obviously. Like you wish it was more.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like the fact that I was able to just be honest with her, just that simple thing, just honest, sent her in the direction that she needed to go towards. And I feel like in a lot of households that struggle growing up or whatever it is, when there's honesty and transparency missing, I feel like that's one of the main ingredients that should not be missing. You know what I'm saying?
You think stuff gets too like sugar coated?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I think that for.
How do you like go about like not sugarcoating something for a kid? Because like you want to like
you don't
want to keep their innocence. You don't want to like expose them to like really bad shit, but you also kind of want to like let them know like what are the like repercussions of certain things. But it's like how do you like?
There's literally no easy way to do it. It's like you said, you have to be like. So here's my thing with him. I was about to hop on this doing some honesty. Kids, for when you're a kid, like for me at least, and with Vinny now that I've looked at it, everything is trust. like they feel like you could trust your parents.
Yeah, you definitely.
You know what I mean? So when you start to like unraveling things and realizing that things weren't what they were, all of a sudden your mind gets fucked, and you're like, wait a minute. If they lied about this, what if they lied about this? What if so now all of a sudden you go down that fucking rabbit hole of like they lied about one thing that's important. What else have they lied about?
Yeah. Do you guys remember going through that? Like we found out about like Santa.
About Santa?
Yeah. I feel like I found myself like questioning shit once I found out Santa wasn't real.
I feel like I knew Santa was real for a minute though. I don't think I ever really believed in Santa.
Well, so I feel like I was suspicious from the jump.
No, it's definitely odd. It's definitely like...
We didn't do Santa for me. Like, with these kids, Vinny and Bree just found out Santa Claus wasn't real like 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I remember I slipped up, but they were like teenagers already. And we were talking, I'm like, yeah, I can't believe I have to go with this whole Santa thing with the boys, like we did with you. And Vinny's like, Santa's not real? And I was like, what? like I said, I don't remember Santa being a thing. I don't know. I mean, maybe for you.
I remember.
But like as kids, for me
real.
though, like I always looked at. I guess because like my mom was so like real with everything. We never talked about Santa. I always knew she bought everything for me.
So what'd you guys think about it? Like, did you question
So
shit though?
I don't remember like actually finding out that Santa wasn't real.
No.
I just remember the time that I believe he was
Santa was real. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Garrett?
I remember the time I found out because I wanted some specific shit that I saw at the mall, and the night of the 24th going into the 25th, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was at my grandma's, and I went downstairs, and it was either my grandma or my uncle put in the shit that I had just seen.
Really?
And when I woke up, they acted like, oh, Santa just came through.
You're like, oh, you're looking down like,
and I was like, just throwing that up. Bro.
What's going on?
Garrett was like this. I think got this. I got this. He escaped.
Was it thinking question of the things though? Cause I remember when I found out Santa was real, like, yeah, like, all that shit wasn't, like, the tooth fairy, like, I was like, yo, what's the deal with her?
Yeah.
Like, I definitely questioned that stuff, you know?
At the moment, I feel like I was just too happy with the present. I got what I want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
See, I found out Santa was real, like, off-season.
Oh, really?
It wasn't, like, during Christmas time. I think I found out, like,
I feel like
in
that's the hardest time to
Yeah, I was like, what? Like, I was like...
You see, I can actually give you a good example because you asked something before. How do you, break something to a kid without, because you don't want them to lose their innocence, right? Yeah. I remember my 10-year-old sister. She asked me if Santa's real. And in that moment, I took a pause because I didn't know what I was about to say. She's 10 years old. Do I keep entertaining this fantasy, or do I just break it out to her? So I decided to just tell the truth, but
really?
I didn't just go, nah. I was like, with my approach, I was like, no, but, and then I explained, the thing about the presents and how she's not supposed to tell other kids about it because such and such. And I feel like it's in those moments because I feel like you cannot hide reality from kids. They're going to find out as they grow up about everything.
Yeah, she just questioned it.
Exactly.
Just questioned it.
So in those moments, I feel like you can kind of tell when a kid is so suspicious about something that they kind of know. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, I don't want to keep lying. I don't want to keep entertaining that. So
that's what I mean. It's like when you drag it on.
When you drag it on. When you know it's not, you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Just bring it up already.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's how you approach it too. Like it's almost a sense where like you go tell them like, listen, yeah, Santa Claus is something that the adults do fun for the kids. So it's a fun thing the adults do. You know, obviously when you get older, you're gonna realize that it's just a fun thing that we do for you guys. Yeah. Just to make it funner for Christmas. Yeah. Like the gifts are more exciting. You know. And that I feel like you explain something like that, they're like, oh, okay. Now, because now you're talking to a 10-year-old. Now they feel like, oh, I'm kind of getting growing up. So like, they feel like they get that. You know, you get like when you're younger, you get that sense of pride when an adult treats you like an adult. Like, you know what I mean? You get that like, oh wait, I'm growing up now. Like, you know what I mean? So you approach it like that. It's like it's easier.
It is.
Like it's subtle with them. But yeah, I think I don't remember Santa Claus being real. I ever thinking he was real. I remember being in second grade and our second grade teacher, like. I don't know what her deal was, but she told everyone Santa Claus wasn't real. I already knew it wasn't. That's funny. And all the kids were like, what?
Oh
And like, that was a
my
huge
God.
thing. Like we all got like letters home from the principal like apologizing to the teacher, like
Oh
saying,
my God.
my mom's like, are you okay? I'm like,
Probably the first person to ever get canceled.
probably, yeah. No, she didn't get canceled. She was still there. she was still our teacher for the whole year.
That's crazy though that she just broke it out.
She
to
broke
the
it. She's
classroom
like,
that.
cause it was like I think it was in first grade. So I was in Sloatsburg, and one of the, like a bunch of the kids were being annoying about it, like writing letters to Santa Claus, and I guess teachers didn't want to do it. She was like, yeah, we're not doing that. Like we got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
And they kept badgering her about it, and she turned around, she's like, guys, Santa Claus isn't real. The whole class got quiet. I was like, and I knew it. That didn't bother. It didn't even affect me. I was like, well, yeah, obviously. And like everyone was like, it's like, what? Like, what do you mean? That was wild. That was a wild experience.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she was a beast, that teacher. She was funny though. But yeah, I mean, well, what else you got going on with you? Anything new?
Just working a lot, man, and just working on music.
You've been grinding, right? You said you were working on something right now, right?
Yeah, I just started recording a new song yesterday. Probably halfway done with it, and I'll probably come back to it next weekend because I usually take the weekends to record because I don't like recording throughout the week when let's say for example, because I do Uber.
Yeah.
People don't know, so I don't like waking up, working on music, doing something that I love doing, and then doing something I hate doing right after.
It's the mood.
I hate that
It's
transition.
the mood switch for you?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So now, I have a question. When you're making music, like, how do you tap into that? Like, do you have to be in a mood to make it? Or do you, like, maybe during the week when you're at work or something, an idea pops in your head, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna rock this on this weekend and try to do something with this?
Usually how it always starts for me is I hear a beat. Usually I browse different beats on YouTube by different
That's pretty
producers.
cool.
So producers are always making beats and I'm uploading them on YouTube, and there's fucking thousands of them. And usually I browse beats until I hear one that's like it clicks.
You know from there?
Straight from the jump, it just pulls me, and I'm already humming, and the flow is going, and I reach out to the producer, and we work out the publishing rights, the price, all of that.
Oh wow, so you actually like you buy all your beats and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah, because when I started, I was buying beats because they got different leases. They got leases that they own the publishing rights, others own 50%, and others let you purchase the whole beat. I always try to purchase the whole 100% of the publishing rights because if I can, why not?
Yeah, you want that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you want.
So far, that's what I've been doing.
That's pretty good. So you own all anything you put out now?
Everything I put out, I own it 100%.
That's dope. Yeah.
So, I reach out to the producer, we work something out, I purchase the beat, and I don't write, that's another thing.
I was going to ask you, do you write or does it all come in your head?
It all comes from the head.
That's sick, yeah.
Because I kind of let the beat tell me, what to say and how to say it in that moment. Like, I don't plan nothing, I hear the beat fresh, and from the moment I start recording, I let everything come fresh right there, because I feel like in that window of opportunity when it sounds that fresh and you feel that inspired still, and you know what I'm saying, I feel like that's the moment.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I feel like it's hard though, no? Like,
well,
I feel like I would forget certain, like, I would think of something fire in my head, and all of a sudden, like, I'll be like,
well, that's the thing, as it's coming to me,
just saying
it's coming.
Oh, you're sitting. Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's pretty dope. Yeah, no, that's cool though.
But it took me a while to
get like that.
To get like that, to I guess what you would say master my creative process. Cause
did you used to write before though?
Oh yeah,
you did write before.
Dude, I went through years.
I used to write a lot.
Yeah, I went through years of trial and error. And
that's how it's supposed to go though.
Yeah.
That's how you get better at anything.
For sure.
You keep trying something. If it doesn't work, try something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's dope. I think it's so sick.
Would you say you found like your like what is working now? Like,
for sure.
Is it like, because like before, did you question things? Like, would you question whether things are working or not?
Yeah.
And
all the time.
now you feel like you're at a place where like.
Now I feel more confident about my creative process, because a lot of it was just self-doubt.
Yeah.
Really, like, is this? Am I good enough? Does this sound good enough?
That doubt.
And I feel like when you're writing, I feel like you're almost kind of forcing
sucks.
it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like you're just like forcing it. Whether like when you do what you're doing, you're literally just like letting it come naturally.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Because we all have those moments where whatever we love doing, we feel inspired, and in that moment, you know, we feel like I want to do this. But then, you know, when you come down from that high, when you're having a bad day or whatever, you don't feel, you know, you feel doubtful. You don't feel like doing shit. So I feel like I'm not gonna risk losing that moment of inspiration where it's so fresh. I want to catch it, and I want to like work it right there and then.
It's like catching that light in the bottle.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, that's dope. That's fucking like. Cause I was gonna tell you, from the first stuff you put out to like what you're putting out now is like way different, like way better. Like it's like you can hear the flow. Like you sound more comfortable when you're rapping now. And I like how you're doing the whole like you go to English to Spanish. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Like I love the first song I heard you first put out, like when you got free to hold that stuff and put the first one out.
Yeah.
I heard you. I was like, whoa. I had to like hear it again. And I was like, yo, this is kind of dope.
I'm telling you right now, that's the future, bro. Because
Yeah.
there's so many like there's so much good music out that's like Spanish, like trap, for instance. It's like huge right now.
It's
but
so
like
huge.
English trap is like huge.
Yeah.
And I feel like now that a lot of like these Spanish artists are coming more mainstream. Like people know Bad Bunny. Everyone knows Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
know
wow.
J Balvin. People
Yeah,
know
like,
people
all
know
those
these
guys.
guys. Zuna. Like it's starting to cross over more. And like I see so many like fucking white girls singing this shit. And they don't even know how to sing. Like they don't even know what this shit's about. And I feel like the fresh face in the game. I feel like when they bring it together, bring balance in it. I feel like it's like a whole other thing that
It's a whole other
has
genre.
tapped into.
I think it's a whole other genre that you're like kind of like
like
tapping
making
into.
yourself.
Yeah, you're tapping into it, and like it's like it's sick because
you
don't expect it.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't expect it.
You don't.
It's
That's
not
why I
like
had to
it's not like
rewind it.
Spanish trap. It's not like it's like your own total different sound now, where like you're kind of like blending a lot of shit together, and so it's becoming like its own thing. I think that's like
because you start off with you start off going English, and all of a sudden like that Spanish just slips in, and I'm like, oh wait, and then like I have to like kind of hear it again, and like it just flows. It goes in and out of pocket. Like you never feel like you miss like it doesn't match with it. How you flow it in and out is kind of wild.
yeah.
Like, how
It's
you
pretty
flow
interesting
English
because
and Spanish.
that's been my, you know, my goal is always to become one with the beat
Yeah.
and make that shit flow from beginning to end. And it's pretty cool that y'all think about it that way because y'all the first people that I get feedback, literally.
Yeah.
Y'all the very first people right now. So that's
like the first time I heard it, I was like, oh wow. And then when I was listening to the other two you have, that one I told you that's my favorite. Which one? I keep forgetting the name.
yeah, that's my favorite that's out right
The
now.
one, the one we talked about earlier, How I Feel.
Yeah.
That shit is fire.
Yeah.
How I Feel is fire.
Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. But I told you the Vibe one was my favorite one before that. You took it down.
Yeah.
Vibe with me.
I took it down because I didn't feel like
you
it
took
was.
mad shit down that you used to really fuck with, bro.
Yeah.
Like I Can't Have Everything. I used to fuck with that song.
Oh yeah.
And
Damn,
then,
that was a long time.
Yeah, bro. Like I missed that song because that was like I remember when you were playing the beat and we were like kind of talking about it, and then I remember then you started throwing like Spanish in it. Like, I remember on my porch, and I was like, yo, I'm watching it make the song, and then like a couple of weeks later, it's like fucking out on fucking Apple Music and shit. I was like, yo, it's crazy. I used to always fuck with that song.
Yeah.
What's crazy is now I look
Keep
back
Going
at.
too. That was a really big one.
I look
Keep
back
Going
at.
was my favorite one. The
Yeah.
original ones, Keep Going
Bro,
was my
I look
favorite.
back at those songs now and I think they're just trash.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
I had that Keep
But,
Going in
yo,
my workout mix.
Yeah.
I had that in my workout mix.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was one where you were like on the cover where you were in like the button down.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Seth, shout out to Seth Jones. He's the one that took
Those pictures
did
for
those
you, right?
pictures.
Did that,
Oh, really? Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, no.
Did you ever be interested in hopping on like a stage platform? Like doing like live?
Like live, I actually have like.
I know you've done one. I've seen a video of you doing live once.
Yeah, I did too, but
How did we not record that whole fucking day? That one day we went.
I actually
I seen tidbits of that day. The thing you're talking about.
I had a recording of one of the full sets. I forgot what happened to it, but I had one.
So I feel like
Where was that?
I feel like if you come with this
Yeah,
stuff,
Is that in the Bronx?
Brooklyn or Queens, I forgot.
I feel like if you do a live set with these though, it's gonna be different.
Yeah, I feel like these songs that I'm putting out now would hit different and like
Way different.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
How could we cure it? How could you like put that together, you think?
You know, I don't know, man.
Like right now,
I haven't.
like I'm just curious about like how could like someone like local trying to come up be able to perform their stuff live.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like right now during this time right now, you know, I feel like
Yeah,
That's
I
gotta be
don't know.
tough, I'd imagine. Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't looked into it honestly. I just been so focused on
just making it.
just mastering my creative process, bro.
Which I feel like is the best thing you can do is mastering your craft, because then when that time comes, it's like you're there already. It's all there, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
But I feel like I think you definitely have something with that, dipping in and out of the English to Spanish. I love that. That makes it.
Yeah, it's definitely my. I think that's like my style of how I make music from now on.
I feel like you found your sound now too.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
You found your sound. Like you have that, like the tone of your voice, like how it goes in. Like you found that, and like it's hitting in every song now.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely. You sound way more confident on these records.
What's crazy is I took that song down because I didn't think it was as. I didn't think
Which
it was.
The vibe with me?
I love the vibe.
You took it down?
That was my favorite one you did.
Wait, why'd you take it down?
The other
Well,
one.
I took it down because I didn't think it was better than my previous shit. So every song that
You trying to make it be better?
every song that I drop, I always wanted to, you know, for myself on a personal level, I wanted to sound and feel like better than what I did last. I don't ever want to feel like I'm going down in my creativity. You know what I mean?
I feel like with your old songs though, like it's kind of like the feeling I get with like when we like, because we all like Mike's stuff, right? You know, we all listen to him from like when he was Mike's stuff, like way back.
Yeah.
When he was putting out like these like remix shit, like we love those songs. Like I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
people, I'm sure he probably hates them.
I'm sure he cringes.
Yeah, when he hears some of it, but like yo, like we can't stop.
Yeah.
Like, we like love all those
That
songs.
Safe and Sound song is still my favorite Mike.
Yeah, and
song
it's like it's not only is it the fact that we like the song, but it was like it had like an emotional connection to it, more feeling to it. And I feel like that's kind of like
because
your music.
we're like original Mike Sub fans, so like we have more of an emotional connect to his newer his first songs, because like that's how we found it.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about you, like your music. So like when I go back and I see like I can't click on it, like Apple Music tells me it's unavailable. Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
it's almost like it's cool to see your journey too. Like you don't want to pull some of the songs you did. Like I can understand you pulling something maybe you didn't like, but like some of the ones that you kind of like that are older, you should still keep, so it matches up with your new ones, and then you can see your growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like that's even cooler. Like you can see where you came from, and now you're like you were here, now you're like here.
Yeah.
And like shit, that's where you started from.
For sure.
You know? Like, I think that's.
What's crazy is on my laptop I have.
You should throw all that shit up on YouTube, bro.
You
should drop everything on YouTube, bro.
Well,
just keep dropping all your old songs, new songs, like.
I have like probably like 50, 60 songs.
Really?
That I just haven't put out.
I think like
3 albums.
It's like 5 albums.
No, but what's crazy is I know if I showed y'all will tell me it's fire and all, but to me,
it's good. You're your biggest critic.
That's exactly.
But why don't you just keep throwing it? Why don't you keep throwing it out there until something just sticks in the wall? Like, why don't you just keep throwing it out there? Like, just build up
because what I want to stick on the wall is something that fits right with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I feel like though.
I feel like if it doesn't sit 100% well with me, I don't want it. I don't want it to be out there. You know.
Because I know you got mad fire on your laptop. Yeah.
But I would hate.
And then I don't hear it.
But I would hate for people to fuck with something I don't fuck with if it's my music. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like, remember how we talked about you being too hard on yourself?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with his music.
No, I get that. But I'm saying like, but like,
I do understand.
But what if like it was something you didn't fuck with, and then like you realize mad people fuck with it? Like you would feel like a fraud.
He's got a point.
You would feel like a fraud, or would you be like, actually, you know what? That there's something there. You know, like.
Well, that's the thing. I do, because I do know there is something there.
Because there's so many things that you've played for me that I just don't hear from. Because you like maybe you finished it and you didn't like it or whatever. You never put it out.
To jump off what Jules is saying though, I watch like I'm like this, like when it comes to like if I'm a fan of something, I become like a super geek about it. Like I'll go into all different interviews and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really like
especially with music. Like there's so many times like you just you try to find like even their old shit.
But
like
so on his thing with saying you don't want just because you don't like it, you keep it in the vault. So 50 Cent, I'm a big 50 Cent fan. I watched pretty much every single interview he probably ever had. When he was making Get Rich or Die Trying, he didn't like what was the song? It was Many Men. he was gonna cut Many Men off of the album because he felt like it was too much of like a tribal song, or like he felt like it wasn't like an in the club record. Where it was like people weren't gonna bump to it like he wanted them to, because it was his first album. He wanted to have all smash hits.
Yeah.
And I think it was, I don't know if it was M or Dr. Dre was kind of like, nah, keep that in there. And he was like, all right, whatever. And it's one of his fucking, I still listen to that song because I love that song.
Yeah.
Like it's one of his greatest songs like ever made. You know, so it's like sometimes you might, like you said, you might be too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And you might not see something that other people see.
Because you're definitely gonna be you're definitely gonna be harder on yourself than anyone is.
Well, my girl tells me all the time I'm too hard on myself.
Yeah.
She tells me all the time.
I mean,
that's not a bad thing.
I'm sure we all hear that at some point from someone in our life, you know. But I still feel like, bro, just put it out there. Like why wouldn't you just put it out there?
Well, that's the only reason.
It's just because you don't fuck with it 100%.
Yeah. Because, like I said, my goal is to merge with the. My goal is to make the beat and the vocals merge and flow together as one. And the first song that I feel like hit the spot for me was Intuition. And from there, I was like, all right, this is my start point, because I feel like this. I feel it. I love this.
So you kind of started. So you changed the way, like I guess your trajectory, how you're going about things.
Yeah.
And then you also changed your name. Why'd you do that?
G Sway feel like.
I've been wanting to ask you that.
G Sway feel like an alter ego. Like it didn't feel like myself. It didn't feel like myself. Honestly.
Okay.
I feel like every artist has that though.
So G Sway isn't gone though, right?
No, I fuck with it. I fuck with it. No.
I feel like every artist has that alter ego.
Are you gonna release songs as both, or are you just gonna keep going with Garrett now?
Just Garrett.
Yeah.
I feel like though, if you get a couple albums, you should do like your.
Like how Logic does the Bobby Tarantino.
Yeah.
You got me G Sway.
G
for us.
The Sway.
This is for the homies that have been asking for G Sway.
I got that from Tory Lanez, by the way.
The Sway. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Tory Lanez. Shout out Tory Lanez.
Shout out Tory Lanez.
Shout out Tory Lanez. His music's fire. I don't care if you shout.
Well, he was actually. It was because of, in a way, it was because of him that I started making music.
Really?
When I was doing my fitness shit, I used to be really into fitness. I was doing fitness modeling in the city and everything, and I went to Florida to do a photo shoot, and also to see my dad. And around that same time, Tory Lanez dropped the album I Told You, and for some reason, personal reason, I was in a really dark place when I was down in Florida, and I just felt lost. And I remember Tory dropped the album, and I heard his story, because that album, it's almost like he purposely put his story into an album of how he made it from the bottom.
Was that the one with the song Shooters on it?
Nah, that was
Or was that the next album?
No, I think that's the next one. Yeah.
Because he had a couple good songs about his, like a couple stories he had too in that one.
Yeah,
like Pieces and Shooters, I think was a couple.
I think that was the next album.
It was the next
That
album.
was Every Song Died.
Yeah.
And I told you the all the skits.
Yeah, the one with the skits. Yeah, and
Okay.
he tells his story how he made it from the bottom, from being homeless, no bread, to getting the record deal. And I remember I was running, just working on my cardio and listening to the album, and that shit just hit on a personal level.
That album is crazy.
The way I was just telling myself, if a person like this can make it from the bottom with nothing, what's my excuse?
Yeah.
And then I started questioning everything about the fitness. I don't even like posing in front of a camera and doing photo shoots, and I started questioning everything. And I knew at that point in my life, the only thing that I, outside of like family and friends, the only thing that I loved and brought me fulfillment was listening to music.
100%.
You know.
I know that too, which is crazy because so many times we're like, we have to listen to this song. We get in the car, we have to listen, and like, I totally get.
Bro, our favorite thing was just smoking and listening to new music when it comes out.
Yeah, that was like the best. That was like the best.
Still, I love that.
Yeah, dude, bro. It's the best way to listen to music.
That's dope.
But specifically, his song "To Dream," that song.
Yeah, it's my favorite song.
I love this song, man, because I feel like every choice that I've made to get to where I am today, it's almost like I reflected upon my imagination to make the next step, to make the next choice.
You have to use that though.
You know what I'm saying?
In your head, you have to manifest it. Because if you can't see it, you're never gonna be able to achieve it.
How will you
believe?
How will you believe in it if you don't really envision it?
You genuinely have to believe everything that you want is gonna happen. Because if you don't believe that, no one else is gonna believe it.
No one else.
So it's like you have to kind of put yourself in that pedestal and be like, no, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be here, here, and here. This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like you're on that right track. Where like now that you found your sound, you figured it out. Like you're like there. You just gotta start getting yourself out there.
What's crazy is
you have a YouTube page?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. What is it?
It's
just send me that link. I'm gonna throw it in the.
I'm gonna send you a link. I think it's the youtube.com/Garrett Official.
Okay.
Something like that.
Dope.
But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Hey, if you guys caught episode 4, the link in the song we were talking about, How I Feel, it's in that description. Just in case you guys know.
Where?
Yeah, definitely put the link in there. But I'm gonna put the link for the what was the other one? No Going Back. I'll put the link in this one. Yeah, that was dope.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I think that I'm excited for the next one you're making because.
Me too. I started yesterday, and so far I do think it's better than this one.
Yeah.
And then that's what I aim.
I didn't hear from you yesterday, and I was like, I thought I'm gonna be able to do it today because he said he was working on the music, and I told you right up, I was like, yo, I don't want to affect like you making your music. Do what you gotta do. Then he hit me like, yo, I'm gonna be. I'm like, oh hell yeah, he's coming still. I was like, dope. So as soon as you said that, I was like trying to make a plan B on what I was gonna do for the next pod. So I was like, all right, let me see. Cause like I'm sure you have those moments where like if you couldn't get a beat or something, where you have a plan B to go with something else, right? Or you like adjust on the spot if something doesn't kind of hit right away, or you kind of figure something else out.
I've tried doing that, and I found that I won't fuck with it 100% if the beat doesn't like pull me. If it doesn't like feel like it inspires me. If I don't like start humming to it right away as soon as
it doesn't grab you right away.
If it doesn't grab me, because I don't want to force vocals upon something that doesn't want to be recorded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree with that.
So now I feel like every single time that I record a new song, in a way, it's kind of like starting from scratch with every song, but not really, because I spent all these years, trying to mold my craft.
Yeah, I feel like you have that pocket where it's just there.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like when I'm doing these podcasts, so that like the scheduling always gets messed up somehow. Like the first 2 weeks, me and Aaron were on point with scheduling. Yeah. Every Monday we come, we film. I give it to Jules, video to Jules. He edited it. By like Wednesday, we would be blasting it out. The past 2 episodes were kind of like we were winging them, really. You know, I hit him up. The 3rd episode, I hit him up. I was like, yo, like Aaron's can't make it. Like, you know, he was like, you want me to hop on? And we just jumped from there. Yeah. And then the same thing happened the next one. So, you know, and then I told you from the jump when I first wanted to make this podcast, like I was like, yo, I want you on. Like, you know, so when you were available, I was like, it's perfect. I could do this. And then, because I'm actually behind a week right now, because I got sick last week, so I couldn't record. So we're making episode 5 today, and then tomorrow, if Aaron's available, I'm going to do episode 6.
Okay.
And I'm going to rock out 5 and then rock out 6 right after. So it's like,
nice.
If I'm going to get 2 episodes in 1 week.
Yeah.
But,
you're pushing out episodes pretty quick.
I'm trying. I felt like the last one took forever for us to push out. We had it in the chamber for a minute.
Yeah.
Because we recorded 4 the day before I got sick. And I just didn't post it. And then I couldn't record the next one. So it was just like, it sucked. I felt like it was just sitting in the chamber for a minute. But, I mean, we're getting there. People are looking at them more. Our first episode still has the most views. I don't understand how that works. It's the most ugliest looking episode ever. It's got the most views. I don't, yeah. We got like a Tupperware between us. There's no belt. Like, you know, like, I don't understand it, but people fuck the episode apparently. But yeah, I'm trying to like push out, you know, new things. I blast it everywhere. I don't know how you blast your stuff, but I go Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, not Indeed, LinkedIn. I do all those platforms. I just blast it there. My mom will blast on her social. These guys usually blast on theirs, you know.
I haven't put it on once.
Yeah, well, Vinny blasts on his, you know.
Yeah.
And you're not really on social media.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Yeah, you like dipping.
Yeah.
You activate and deactivate like every week.
You know what I found out this morning, which for myself, and for you now, Reddit. I feel like
I was looking at that. How does that work? I don't know that.
So Reddit, they're just communities, and
it's like a message board, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And this morning I just found so many communities for music with like a lot of fucking people, and there has got to be communities for a podcast.
Yeah, definitely. I was also found out too. People were telling me to start putting hashtags on them, which I guess like people follow certain hashtags. So like I think the last one I put like hashtag podcast, hashtag dad life.
Yeah.
And there was like a bunch of like people in those communities. So I was I'm starting to do that.
Yeah, dad pod.
And then there's another one where I do follow a group on Facebook called Single Dads. And they got mad people all over that. I just hit the admin today actually. It was like, yo, like I got this idea, like I've been blasting on your thing. I was wondering if you can kind of help me push it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the same thing he's doing with that page. It's like we can go work hand in hand together. Even have him on the pod.
Yeah.
And have him talk about why he made the page and
Yeah.
So I'm waiting
so
for
we
a
gotta reach out to things like that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to the goal is to get like these stories out because the thing is, people are the way they are because there's stuff that happened to them that makes them.
Yeah, shit they went through. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like maybe that they're a shitty person, but they had to go through something in order for them to be a shitty person. And some people didn't.
There's a story behind it.
And some people are unfortunate, like guys like me or you or like you guys were like we went through shit, but like we went the opposite way. We went the positive route and like made us better.
Yeah.
So people get bitter instead of better.
Yeah.
So it's like my goal is to make it so that people realize that these guys went through some shit, but they're fucking positive. You got Garrett's making positive music. He's EMT saving lives over here. He does construction. You know what I mean? So it's like everyone's doing their own lane, trying to make things. We all went the better route with things.
Yeah.
There's a lane for everyone.
Yeah.
All four of us do completely different things, but we're all friends. We all hang out, and we're also good dudes. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a lane for everything, and I feel like that when certain people don't see that or realize that, and that's where I kind of want to put the voice out. And I always hope it's not just for dads. I'm looking to widespread. If you're not a dad, even in moms, like come on and talk. Like my mom's gonna be on an episode eventually. You know what I mean? So it's like I think that's super important. I had this one chick, Kelsey, I was working last night. She said I should do like a spin-off of like sins of our moms. And like have people that have like mom issues.
For sure.
Like that. And I'm like, I definitely want to do that, but I want to get this kind of launched, and then we can kind of jump into doing some things of that nature.
Yeah, because mothers are the other side of being a father.
Yeah. It's like I said, I feel like I'm able to talk about this is because I'm on both sides of the spectrum. I had a single mother my whole life, and I lived most of my life without a father figure. And where now I'm a father, and it's like I'm being a father to two boys on my own. Like, their mom's involved, but it's like they're with me when they're with me. It's not like we're not backing each other up in a sense. It's more like I have to parent them on my own.
Yeah.
Just like she parents them on her own, they're with her. We co-parent what we can, but it's a lot of figuring it out.
For sure.
And I feel like I'm at a point now where I have the perfect balance between me and my kid's mother. And if I can help anybody figure that out quicker than it took me to figure it out, that's like awesome for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But we're getting this red light, so I want to fucking thank you for taking some time out, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Where can everyone find your shit, bro?
Drop your link, bro. Tell everyone to go.
You can find me at pretty much everywhere under Garrett, Garett. Yeah.
And your new music, you dropping a new song, hopefully when?
New song will hopefully be out in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
There we go. 2 to 3 weeks, look out for it. And if you're not, hop on his page. He got 3 musics now because 1 got taken down. But How I Feel, Intuition, No Going Back, bangers. Listen to all of them. Any order you want. I like How I Feel. That's my favorite one. I don't know about you guys, but that one hit. That's a hit for me. I love that one. I love that one. Yeah, you like the Intuition one?
Yeah, I'm probably
Intuition? The How I Feel one is fucking. Look at what you guys said.
That old shit, bro. You gotta.
I want to hear that.
I want to hear a mixtape.
Drop some oldies on there, bro.
Throw them on the Swavy mix.
Hit that Swavy mix real quick. What about you guys? You guys got anything going on?
Nothing. Nothing.
By the way, our boy, Cody, what happened?
Oh, dude.
He got pieced
Did you
up
watch
last
it?
night.
Did you
No,
watch
I
it?
saw that. I was working.
I
I was walking in.
Was it bad?
Yeah, I was. The
You
first
get
round was
knocked.
very
When I
competitive.
walk in the second round.
The
or
end of the
third
second.
round? Yeah, the end of
And
the
then
second.
was
and then
ending.
it was
You
a
didn't
shit
get knocked
show
out,
from
right?
there.
You
Nah.
just got pieced up.
Yeah, he was just.
He got outclassed.
Yeah,
That's
he,
tough.
he was shot.
He's one of my favorite fighters. That
Yeah.
sucks. I was actually rooting for him.
So
I was
upsetting.
too.
That's
Still
upsetting.
got his
Every
fucking hat on,
fight.
bro.
Yeah, I got a hat for him. So I got his tattoo. You got me.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. There's something coming this weekend, right? Is there
No,
another
I think it's like in 2 weeks. Like
Big
Paris.
ones?
It's like heavyweights.
All right. All right, guys. Well, thanks for spending some time with me this weekend, and I'm glad we got everything
Pues
done.
en el mundo no hay otra como tú.
There you go.
Tanta ganas de complacerte más. Queda enchulado al tenerte más. Siempre me deja queriendo más. But you already know. I'm just saying how I feel. She says she riding for me and I know she will. 250, she bout to keep it for real. Llámame Jordan si la música es un deporte. Yo sí me enfoqué, lo real en una mano conté. If I say something, it's gon' be how I feel. The way looking steep up ahead, dreaming like I'm in the Ville. Needless to say, they won't treat you like I will. These boys ain't built like I'm built. They were faking, but you still keep it real. Y yo sé por qué. Ahora que te tengo no hay nadie que me soporte. Que ese chamaco me baje el fronte antes de que le apliquemos el torque.